City of Troy is the most exciting horse since Frankel. There you go. I've said it. And make sure you hear me right. I said most exciting since Frankel, not best since Frankel. The latter would obviously be silly. But I've not looked forward to a 2-year-old returning the following season for years and years. Yes, there has been some cracking 2-year-olds in recent years. Some might have even got higher official ratings than City of Troy at the end of their 2-year-old campaign. Too Darn Hot in 2018. Who could forget Pinatubo's romps in 2019? Little Big Bear in 2022 got close with a stunning Phoenix Stakes win. But was I yearning for their return in the depths of February? No. I honestly cannot wait for City of Troy to race again. Why? It's certainly not pocket talk. I've never backed him. I haven't backed him anti-post for any race. It's his racing style, his untapped potential, and his breeding. His by-US Triple Crown winner, Justify, out of a Phillies Mile winner in Together Forever. He could be anything on breeding, any distance, any surface. And like I say, just the way that he rides, the potential, we've seen no way near his full best form yet. He's winning like he's got plenty more to come. And hopefully that plenty more is coming in 2024. Have I been drawn in by Aidan O'Brien's comments, by Ryan Moore's comments about City of Troy? I would like to think not. I would like to think I'm long past that stage of, something every year where Mr. O'Brien will say something along the lines of the best we've ever had. He does say it most years, doesn't he? And yes, he has said, and I think the quote going into 24 is the most exciting horse we've ever had. So not quite best, but a little play on words there from Connections. But City of Troy's win in the Superlative Stakes at Newmarket in July 2023 was quite simply electric. Prominent from the moment the gates opened, no worries about what the opposition were doing at any point, where they were, what they were doing, who was leading. It was all about City of Troy from the first to the last stride. He settled immediately there at Newmarket. It was just his second start in that Group 2 Superlative Stakes. Head down and professional, quickened before the 2 furlong pole, one tap, and the race was over in a matter of strides. The further they went, and the further he went, the better he was. Stunning stuff, winning by over 6.5 lengths that day. Not seen then for 91 days due to the Irish weather, and he was a late non-runner on Irish Champions Weekend in the Vincent O'Brien National Stakes, a non-runner there, and his stablemate Henry Longfellow picked up and did the work that day. But after that 91-day break, it was a similar story in the Dewhurst than what it was to the Superlative. This time at Newmarket on the Rowley Mile, having raced on the July course on his previous start. The 2-year-old race, the Dewhurst, that usually crowns a champion, and this year in 2023 was no different. Softer ground conditions meant it wasn't quite as dominant from a winning distance-wise, but from the front and never looked in danger. Again, very professional and just galloped all over him and, like I say, never looked in danger of getting beat at any point. We don't know yet how good those in behind in the Dewhurst were, but none of them got close to City of Troy in truth in the middle of October in 2023. Hartem was 6.5 lengths behind in the Superlatives. He won a Group 2 at Goodwood in between, then was over 8 lengths behind in the Dewhurst. So that's the only horse that has raced against City of Troy twice, the Richard Hannon-trained Hartem. He was beaten 6.5 lengths in July and over 8 lengths in October. Decent enough form lines. With a Racing Post rating of 124, City of Troy has already achieved a rating high enough to win 8 of the last 10 2,000 guineas at Newmarket. That rating of 124 with the Racing Post ratings in the due. And like I say, already good enough. If he can replicate that, all he's got to do is replicate that. He hasn't got to get much better. And the history and the form book suggest that he is good enough to win a 2,000 guineas. And this comes from a generation of 2-year-olds in Europe that doesn't look great, really, at the moment. City of Troy, a long way clear. £5 clear, actually, one of the biggest margins between the first and the second ranked best 2-year-old at the end of a season for some time. Just 36 2-year-olds in 2023 achieved an official rating of 110 or higher. That's in Europe. That's the lowest number from Europe this century. So, yeah, not a vintage crop by the looks of it, but that's why City of Troy, 4 months away from the first classic of the season at Newmarket, is odds on at best price 10 to 11 to win the 2,000 guineas on the first Saturday in May. Now, I do rate horses like Rosallion, he's possibly City of Troy's closest contender for the Guineas at this stage. But Rosallion, despite winning the Group 1 on Arc Day, is £8 inferior to City of Troy on official ratings. But as we always say, the ratings are only a guide, and we don't know how good these horses are yet. And hopefully we will find out when they face each other. But without question, City of Troy, all roads lead to the 2000 Guineas at Newmarket, and he is definitely the one to beat at this stage. He's also 5-2 for the Epsom Derby a month or so after the Guineas. Will he stay the trip? I'd probably say he would, although 10 furlongs might be his best trip in time. Out of Justify, as we said earlier, who was an all-conquering US Triple Crown winner in his time over a variety of distances, and out of a horse who won the Fillies Mile as a 2-year-old and also ran in the Oaks herself, although got no way near winning. And you don't really need to truly stay a mile and a half nowadays to win a derby, in my opinion, just due to the lack of genuine middle distance horses that are bred in the UK and Ireland and trained. I just don't think they're bred or trained to be genuine middle distance horses. And you've seen quite a lot of horses, particularly Aidan O'Brien winners of the derby, and there's been many over the last decade and a half or so. I think he's on 8 derby wins now. Quite a few of them have only ever won once over that distance and dropped down to shorter distances after winning the derby, stretching their stamina. And like I say, you don't really need to stay as well to win a derby as you would have done maybe a few years ago. Connections would surely run in the derby if City of Troy was to go on and win a Guineas. Then after that, who knows, possibly a drop down to 10 furlongs. And I think you could actually see City of Troy this year running in a dirt race at some stage with that pedigree, with Justify. The Coolmore boys' connections aren't scared of trying something a bit out there, a bit legacy seeking, a bit history making. So you could potentially see City of Troy over in America on a dirt surface at some point in 2024. I think actually similar comments could be made about their 2023 star, Auguste Rodin, who returns as a 4-year-old, and I think he could well be seen on dirt as well in 2024. So look out for that, but very, very excited to see City of Troy in 2024. The flat season is fast approaching, quicker than you would think. It's soon coming. A week after the Cheltenham Festival is the Lincoln. So plenty to look forward to. And City of Troy, the one we're all looking forward to in 2024. Bring it on, and let's see how good